Hello everyone and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We're in Gillette, Wyoming and ready to drive a brand new truck today. We're transporting these Mercedes cars all the way to Idaho Falls, but more about that in a minute. Let's check out the truck first of all. This is the Kenworth T680 Next Generation, looking all stealthy in its black livery. Let's listen to the engine. And now let's test the horn. Okay, all good there. So inside the cab, it's looking really nice and modern in here with these really big clear mirrors, the digital display, similar to some of the Western Star trucks, and in the back here, plenty of room for activities. There's a fridge down there with my stickers on it, the bed there with the guitar, and even a little skylight windows up by the microwave. Anyway, enough jibber jabbering, we've got a really amazing journey today. I'm really glad to have you along for this one, so we'd best get moving and I will tell you all about it. Now we're going to take a really interesting route today, not going by the conventional route on the GPS, all the way from Gillette, where we are just now, to Idaho Falls. Now we're going to be passing through two national parks. Let's just watch this turn here. There's a little bit of a tight one, so let's just take this easy. We certainly don't want to damage anything coming out of the yard. We're going to be going through the Bighorn National Forest here in Wyoming. Then we're going to pass through the town of Cody and through the Yellowstone National Park as well. Let me just pull up at this guard office here to get the paperwork and I will show you the route that we're going to be taking. The GPS wants us to go down Route 20 southbound through Riverton, but we're going to ignore that and we're going to take the Route 14 westbound past Cody right through the Yellowstone National Park. Now technically trucks are not allowed there. You know what, it's in the game, so we have to go that way and check it out for ourselves. What a gorgeous morning it is here in Gillette. Let's see if anything's coming. There's a couple of cars coming that way. What about the other way? They look okay there. I think maybe after this pickup truck we're going to be good to go. There is a van, but I think we can just sneak out in front of this box van. If we don't go out now, we're probably going to be sitting there all day. And there is a car coming towards us, but hopefully it gives us a space because we've got to clear that post back there. Yeah, it'll give us some space and we're able to do that not too badly at all. Okay, let's put these windows up because this truck is a little bit loud with the windows down. Thanks to the latest 1.45 update for American Truck Simulator, the areas that we're driving today have been integrated into the game, so I thought it would be nice to explore the map and check out those areas together. And we're going to drive out of Gillette just now, one of my favourite little towns in American Truck Simulator, Wyoming being the most recent DLC that was released by SES Software, and it looks so good and so well detailed. Okay, let's pull up at the lights here, see if we can do a right turn on red. Yeah, looks good along there. Okay, let's go for it. So we're saying goodbye to Gillette, and don't worry, when I pull up at these red lights, you're not going to have to sit through all of them. I'll edit this out in the video so you don't have to endure the waiting at all of these lights. Now, do you see the truck over there on the left hand side in the parking lot over there with the cover on it? Well, I remember when the Wyoming map came out and I found a truck like that at one of the dealerships and I figured I'd found an Easter egg. I figured it was a new truck model yet to be released and I was trying to take photos of it and to see what it was all about, and it turns out that they're all over the game, they're all over the map, and they've been there for years. So I thought I'd found an Easter egg, but oh well. You will see things like that throughout this game. I have to apologise for the volume of the indicators on this truck. I wish there was a way just to make them quieter by themselves. I realise they're pretty loud on trucks in real life as well, but this does seem to be a little bit obnoxious. I want to check out this cool Volvo coming around here. Oh, check that out. That looks really nice. I like the combination of the grey and the chrome there. Very sharp looking truck. Okay, we have the green light, so let's head on our way. I'm keeping an eye on this guy over here at this dumpster. I think he's just throwing things in there. I don't know what he's up to. Yeah, the weather's looking a little bit overcast here today, so hopefully it improves a little bit. And the whole aim here is to get into the Yellowstone National Park before the cover of darkness. I would hopefully just get there just as the sun's starting to set, which would be really, really nice. So that's the plan, so hopefully there's not any delays on the way. No detours or anything like that. So we're going to take a right here and head on to the I-90. We're going to go west towards Buffalo, and we have to look out for the Bighorn Mountains when we get closer to that. So now we're up on the highway. I want to ask how you are all doing. Are you having a good day and a good week? I hope you are. The police have got someone pulled over here, maybe for speeding. Looks a bit like a Taycan he's driving, so hopefully he didn't go too far over the speed limit. I'm not long home from my holiday in France. In a couple of days I'm going to be heading away again on my second summer holiday. So I'm in the fortunate position with my job that I can take quite long summer holidays. I can accumulate up a lot of my holidays for the rest of the year, so I definitely make sure I do that, because a winter, to be fair, a spring, an autumn and a winter here in Scotland can be pretty hard going. Not that much great weather, so any opportunity we have to get away to nicer, warmer places, then we decide to do that. But I realised when I got home I hadn't really produced an awful lot of American truck content, and I've got about 40 different ideas for things I want to do and trucks I want to use, and the Next Gen Kenworth was one that I absolutely wanted to show you guys. It's really, really good. I think there was a previous generation of it that wasn't all that stable on the road, and on certain maps it kind of jumped and bumped about. I've downloaded the latest version, and by the way, the link is in the description for that. It's running so well. It's got a great engine sound. You've got the integrated GPS here. I also have the mobile phone up on the windscreen, and it is really, really a lovely truck to drive. These modded trucks are every bit as good as the SCS ones these days. The modders do a wonderful job of them. Okay, there's something happening here. We've got the cops. Oh, thank goodness we're not going that way, because the truck has dropped its pipes over the road, so that would have been a bit of a detour, but thankfully we're not heading off on that exit. One of the things I love to do, and I'm sure you folks are the same if you use Euro Truck or American Truck, is just come on here just to relax. I find it such a relaxing, chilled game just to unwind at the end of the day. Okay, we're going to have to make a bit of a detour here. We've been called into the inspection station along here, so let's go and show off this beautiful truck to those guys at the weigh station. We seem to be okay on the right hand side. Oh, I didn't actually see this car on the left because of that massive sign in the way, but he's stopped for me. Thank you very much. And let's follow Vistaprint here into the way station. Well, the public 1.45 version of American Truck Simulator has been released, and it features a whole bunch of the map that you're going to see here today, as well as some new ownable tanker trailers, the ability to remove those little chevron markers on the side roads that are non-drivable, and things like automatic wipers on the trucks too. So if you haven't already upgraded to the free 1.45, then please make sure you do that. And again, this is in preparation for one of the new DLCs that's coming out for ATS, but we'll talk about that as we go along the road. Well, always good with the inspection, so let's get ourselves back on the road. It's not been too much of a detour, and this is a pretty neat little way station and little truck stop here. I do like this setup, very cool. Let's have a look at the truck from the outside. It looks absolutely beautiful. I think we'll have to use this one again in the sim and maybe put some real company livery on it. We're now back on the I-90, and next we turn off for Route 14, which we stay on for most of our journey today. Just round this corner here, we should be entering the Bighorn National Forest. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I've never explored this part of the map yet. And we're now in the Bighorn National Forest. It's got a 45 mile per hour speed limit, and we're probably going to struggle to maintain that because I figure it's going to be pretty twisty, and looking at the GPS it does look like there's lots of switchbacks here, so we might struggle to do the 45 along here, but that's okay. Let's take in the beautiful scenery of the Bighorn National Forest. Oh yeah, and I think we're going to have to slow down for some of these corners. I'm just watching my trailer, making sure I keep it on my side of the road. You can hear the squeaks and rattles there of the truck and the trailer starting to protest at the speed that I'm taking the corners at. So let's just take it easy, because we want to get there in one piece. Here's a little outside view of the truck again, and we're really struggling to climb some of these hills. It's taken everything the truck has got just to maintain a decent speed along here. And the thing I was thinking about was that in the time that I've played this sim, the visuals have just improved so much. And one thing that I probably overlook is just how good the trucks are to drive and how much they have improved as well over the last couple of years. The force feedback through the steering and the general handling of the trucks is something that I probably take for granted. And when you haven't driven this in a while, as is the case with me, it just feels so good to come back to it. There's such tight steering, and it really communicates a lot of the road and the curves back to your hands. Not bad for a truck sim. Now the roads here are super twisty, so we're being careful on these turns, and I've taken a couple of turns a little bit too fast. So there's some big news in the American Truck Simulator world, and that is that on the 4th of August, the Montana DLC is released. That'll be a paid DLC, it's never very expensive though, and I for one am really excited about that. There's been a lot of debate about which DLC map will be released first, because SCS have been teasing images and videos about Texas and Montana for really some time. But SCS recently confirmed it is Montana that is to be released. I've got no idea what landmarks or towns are going to be in the release. I've not really read an awful lot of the documentation, but either way, it's going to be somewhere new to explore, and that is always very welcome. It does seem like SCS are planning to get full coverage of the west part of America. And I think that Texas, when it releases, will probably be the most easterly state released so far. Let me know if that's correct in the comments. It's time to have a little rest and stretch your legs, so let's go into this vista point here. Probably not really set up for trucks, if I'm honest. And let's have a little look at the cinematic they have in store for us. Okay, break's over. Let's head back into the truck and see if we can spin this thing round. Now I have backed the truck up a little bit towards the side there to make our life easier, and we should be able just to do a bit of a U-turn here and get it out of this parking lot. Now let's park this carefully at the exit here, because we want to be able to see out of this door. We are good in that direction. And we're good this way as well. Let's have another little look. Yep, we're fine. Let's head further into the forest. Now you might wonder what mods I'm running here. I'm only really running two mods in this video. First being the truck, of course, and of course some of the truck sounds that I always have running from Z-Mods. The other major one being I'm running the summer mod by Grimes. So what it does is it just changes some of the plants, the flowers. So there's going to be more colourful flowers growing at the side of the roads, just to make the map look a little bit more like summertime. And that's really all I'm doing. I do a bit of post-production color grade because I find that the shadows are not the best in the default game, and I find also that the colors are a little bit yellow, so I just balance them out a little bit more and make them a little bit more vibrant. If your computer and graphics card can handle it, go for the 400% scaling. It does make the visuals look really crisp. So we're heading on our way to Grey Bull now, and so that means we're making pretty good time so far. I want to get into Cody before the sun starts going down, as I explained earlier, but I think we're going to be okay for that. Now coming back to the visuals of this, because you can't avoid these visuals, look at this map, it just looks absolutely stunning. I read some comments online from some people who had the opinion that all SCS cared about was releasing new maps, making money that way, making the sim look good, and they never listened to the community and make gameplay improvements. And this statement kind of made me think. Initially I thought, Well, don't say that about SES. You know, they do such a good job, and they do put gameplay enhancements in here. They've upgraded the force feedback recently. They're working on speed adaptive cruise control, automatic wipers, and things like that for the trucks. But then I do think, on the other hand, that some of these people do have a bit of a point. For a long time, the community have wanted certain features in this game, like the ability to walk around the truck. And I just hope that the sim doesn't fall behind some of the new sims that are being developed, which do have some of these features. I do think that visually, there's nothing that can touch American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator. But maybe a few additional features would be nice to increase the immersion in the game. And that's my opinion anyway. I think the SES do a great job of it, but I think maybe the next update or the one after, we need to see maybe a bit more gameplay updates and make the game feel a little bit fresh and new and have some new features. Only 30 miles to Cody, we're doing so well. Oh, check out the little Cessna flying above us there. I do think there's some sort of an aircraft museum in this part of Wyoming, so that's probably what we're seeing over there. Oh, and there's another airplane just flying across the top of our windscreen there. This countryside is looking so great. Okay, let's watch this junction and watch this pickup truck doesn't pull out here. I do think with every passing update as well, the AI traffic does get better. On this run, I've not had any issues with the AI traffic, not had any swerving, any issues with merging onto the highway, so it's looking pretty good. Oh, there's another airplane over there. There's obviously a big airport round about us here. Oh, and just take a look at these lakes. Look at the colour of them. And they're so still. Look at the reflections of all the buildings in them. This is so nice. I've not been on this part of the map at all yet, and so this is just looking so nice. So, ladies and gents, we made it to Cody. This is the entrance, if you like, to the Yellowstone National Park. And I always get so hungry when I'm driving through all these little towns like this with all the fast food restaurants to eat at, all looking so appealing. But rather than stop for food, we're just going to press on here because we really aren't far away from the real beauty of the Yellowstone National Park. I was having a little look at Google Maps, and I think one of the first things that we'll see when we leave Cody is something called Buffalo Bill Reservoir, and I believe it's a dam that's here, and obviously a storage of drinking water, I assume. We've got the cops beside us, so let's not do anything too silly. Now I'm going to edit this little bit out because I just know this is going to be a string of red lights after red lights after red lights. So I will catch up with you at the end of the street.
Straight.
Oh, and I know what this building is on the left hand side there. That's an athletics field, big huge track in Cody. I think it's called like Yanoy Field or something like that. But the Prime Rib Roadhouse has definitely taken my attention over here on the right hand side, and I'm actually hungry here as I'm recording this, so that would be so good to have that right now. Well, goodbye Cody, and of course it wouldn't be an American town without the obligatory Walmart here. So goodbye Wally's World, and let's head out now into the national park. We've got to do a little merge here, so let's behave behind the police car. And next stop, the Buffalo Bill Reservoir, which I think we might be able to see. Oh, we can see like the edge of the dam through these tunnels here, so we're well on our way into the national park. Oh, and this is quite a climb because this truck is really struggling to get up here. If you're a Kenworth fan and you like the T680 like I do, then this next gen model is really worth checking out. It's really cool, nice to drive. It feels like the regular T680, but really with some extra visual improvements, particularly for the dials. It's so much easier to read these dials being on a digital display. And there's the Buffalo Bill Dam in all its glory, just with the sun starting to set over the water. Respect wildlife, even on the highway. That's one thing we don't have in this game, is an awful lot of wildlife by the side of the road or crossing the road or anything like that. I know some of the mod maps do it. I know there's kangaroos in the Project Australia map, but it would be quite good to have that. And also, am I right in thinking there's no birds in this map? Wouldn't it be so cool if there was birds at the side of the road that flew away when you went round the corner, or even just some flying in the sky? I think that would add a little bit of extra realism to the game. And just check out the light of the sun coming through these trees here. Is this not absolutely beautiful? I'm going to pull over here because I don't know what this place is. It looks like a campground with lodges in the back there. And let's see what it's called. Pahaska Teepee Resort. I'm probably absolutely murdering the pronunciation of that. Looks like a little hotel or a little campground with lodges to rent. I'm wondering where the gas station is. Not that we need any just now. I guess it must be round the back there. Anyway, that was pretty cool. Just wanted to check out what that place was. I didn't know if it was a restaurant or not. It does seem to be somewhere to stay for the night. And man, what a view you would get out of your lodge living in this part of the world. Okay, let's get back on the road here. Kind of made my exit from the car park more difficult than it needed to be. Okay, this is the bit where we might get ourselves stuck as we actually enter Yellowstone. I feel though that these toll booths do look bigger in the game than they do in real life. So we might be able to squeeze through here, but it's not going to be too easy. And I don't think they're going to be super happy with us. But never mind. We'll just take this really gently here. Let's look in the mirrors. We seem to be clearing it just about. And there's an idea of just how tight it is, and the cars on the trailer seem to be clearing as well, so we're all good there. Now the sun is going down, and so we're not going to get all the way to Idaho Falls today. We're going to have to cut this video short. It's probably pretty long anyway. And I hope you've enjoyed just having a look at some of the visuals and some of the routes here on American Truck Simulator and this beautiful T680 Next Gen. It's really nice to drive in the dark, don't get me wrong, it is really cool, but I think when you're showcasing an area of outstanding natural beauty, then you really want to show it in the daylight, although this effect here, just with the sun going down, is beautiful as well. So I think we're going to drive down the road and find somewhere to sleep. There might be somewhere like there might be a lodge that we can stay at, there might be somewhere to park at the side of the road, but we'll drive on for another mile or two, just appreciating the beauty of the area, but I think we are going to have to pull over for the night. And look ahead, we can see that there's loads of what looks like dead trees. I'm not sure if they've been doing some logging in this area. It does kind of look like it. And they often leave some trees up just for the birds to nest in. Or is this somehow a form of pollution, like acid rain or something that's caused this? I'm not too sure. But it's starting to look pretty eerie as we're getting into the night here. And it's getting darker and darker. But really, really cool effect. And actually, I'm surprised by the amount of cars that are running through this area. Oh, I see lights on the right hand side, and this could be somewhere that we could pull up to park for the night. I think it's a little shop on the far right hand side, and it looks like a gas station here in front of us. Yep, that's definitely a gas station. It looks like a little shop that's probably closed by now. The gas station is open, not that I would get my truck anywhere near there with those motorcycles. But I think what we'll do is we'll circle around in the back here, and we'll just, I guess, pull up next to the gas station because there isn't really any truck parking. And we will call it a day. And in the next episode, we'll continue on our journey through the Yellowstone National Park. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this little showcase of the T680 Next Generation truck. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me to see this updated part of the Wyoming map. If you've enjoyed this, then please give me a thumbs up because it really helps others see this video on YouTube. Please leave any comments below for me. And good night. Until the next one, take care.